Let's compare Hasbro's value range Bo-Katan figure with a Black Series 6-inch figure.
Varykino, living the Star Wars life.
Hello there! Today I'll be taking a look at the Hasbro Value Range Bo-Katan action figure. So these figures showed up at a local retailer here in New Zealand with these kind of mystery packaging. There's no windows in them as they are part of Hasbro's plastic-free packaging line. So it's a little bit of a sort of an intriguing way of selling these new figures. So we can see there's a small picture of the figure on the side and a picture here where the window did appear in earlier other international versions of this figure. I know there were some released in the UK and other countries where there was a window where you could see the figure inside, but of course with the plastic-free packaging there's no window. So I'm very keen to see what this figure is like and compare it to the Black Series equivalent from the standard line. So let's crack in and take a look at her. So this new packaging is quite interesting. The figures are just wrapped up in sort of a paper bag of sorts. It sort of feels like wax paper. Neat way of reducing waste. So let's have a look at the figure. So she is fairly well sculpted, but not a lot of paint detail, which is something that we noted in the Stormtrooper figure from the same line. Of course, these toys are more designed for kids at an affordable price point. Here in New Zealand, they are retailing for 10 New Zealand dollars, whereas a similar scaled Black Series figure sells for about 40 to 45. So obviously big price difference there. So we're not expecting the same level of detail. But the most interesting part of this is being able to sort of see them side by side. So I don't think this helmet comes off at all. No, looks like it's pretty well sculpted on. Certainly on the box it is pictured on there. So in terms of articulation, she doesn't have any articulation in the legs. She's all just completely solid. She has some articulation here in the waist. At the arms, she's a bit stiff in the arms. She has two blasters that are sculpted in her hands. You can't take them out. And I believe she has, yes, her helmet can turn. So you can get a little bit of, you know, play with some poses there. She has minimal paint apps, a few patches of blue here and some brown on the belt, and not much really going on there on the back. But it's really funny because the detail is generally quite good. You know, if you wanted to paint these up, I think that they would look quite smart. So, moment of truth, let's compare it to a Black Series figure. So, the one thing I noted with the Stormtrooper is that the scale is a little bit different, but the scale on these figures, if I stand them next to each other, they look pretty close in size, actually. The Stormtroopers, there was a bit of a notable difference in height, but yes, these are not too different in size. Obviously you can see side on the backpack, this one is fully sculpted and you can remove it. This one is much flatter on her back and obviously very simplistic. That's got a sculpted in symbol on her shoulder there compared to the painted one here, which is interesting. And if I just put her arms up, we can see the difference in sort of the blasted detail here as well. So these ones are a bit bigger but oversized compared to the Black Series ones. The pouch here is sculpted on the thigh rather than the Black Series one where it is a separate piece that is attached. We've got like these knee pieces are a bit more 3D, flatter here. Obviously no articulation in the boots. And the back, we can see the lack of articulation here. It's just plain pants there. And yeah, I just want to see the helmet of the Black Series figure next to this one as well, so we can sort of see the level of detail here. Definitely much better sculpting here. You can see the paint isn't as clean here, definitely less detail, but for children this is a pretty good option really. They're not really going to notice too much differences. Obviously collectors are going to see that pretty cleanly straight away that this is going to be a toy for kids, not really any comparison to Black Series. So just for interest's sake, I'm just going to show this one next to the Stormtrooper from the same line. So they're not bad toys for kids, really. If you think about the price point, $10 New Zealand compared to $40 for the Black Series, you're obviously not going to get the same level of sort of finish and quality, but these are pretty sturdy. The lack of articulation means that they feel very sturdy in the hands. They're going to be a lot less prone to breakage, particularly since kids tend to hold their figures like this for sort of playing in the living room or outside. So you're not going to sort of break feet off or anything like that. The weapons are sculpted in the hands, so they can't get lost, dropped, or sucked up in the vacuum cleaner. So I think that they're a pretty good option. Great if you want to army build a whole lot of Star Wars characters for your kids, and certainly a price point where kids could even save up pocket money at only $10. So I think that that's pretty fun. Obviously not really comparable to Black Series for collectors, but definitely an option for kids. Or if you have a particular sort of custom idea that you want to do, this is a pretty good sort of base if you want to create a display of some interesting painted sort of characters, like if you want to create some other sort of Mandalorian characters, or perhaps your kid wants to create their own Mandalorian character. They can paint it up, you know, with whatever colors they like and have their own sort of character to play with. I think that that would be fun. Certainly you wouldn't want to go around customizing too many of these figures at $40, but $10 they can have fun with that. So I hope you enjoyed that fun little sort of unboxing and comparison review. Really interesting that these ones are not too different in scale. I certainly noticed the Stormtrooper is a little bit undersized compared to a standard Black Series, but these two seem pretty much to scale. There's not a lot of difference here, so that's quite interesting. So yeah, I think that was a fun little reveal. I'm keen to add her to my Bo-Katan collection. Just a cheap little fun addition. You know, not everything has to be the most expensive, most high quality. Sometimes it's the fun little toys that have sentimental memories, especially for kids, you know, the toys that they play with all the time. So thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.
If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like, check out our other videos, and subscribe for alerts about new uploads. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.